Sup you fantastic farmers, and welcome back to another video of Heyday news and ideas. Now this is the second video and I decided I'm gonna do it. It does take a while, it does take a long time to do, but I thought based on the response I got, I'm gonna do another one. Now I have changed the layout a bit. As you can see, I've got these borders on the side that look kind of cool. I've zoomed up a bit, and so hopefully there's no shaking of the camera and that. We'll see. Also, when I read out the responses, I'll just put the text up rather than having me on it as well. But anyway, let's get straight into it with some of the comments that you guys put on the last video, which was awesome. Well, in fact, let's just do the polls first. So the polls results from last time was, did you enjoy the video or not? And as you can see, an overwhelming yes, very much so, and a few people put not as much as the other Heyday videos, but at least no one put 0% for not really at all, which is a good thing. And by the way, I'm going to cover so many new new ideas in this video. I'm going to cover different ones that you weren't seen last time. Also a response to one of the ones last time, as well as a whole heap of your comments. I also decided not to include the thing about, you know, like the upcoming events, because I'm like, you can see that already, and although it would kind of add to the video, it's like, I don't want to make it too long. It's already kind of long, but since I can't do many of these, then I'm like, well, when I make it, I'm going to make it really long, and so you don't have to watch it all in one session if you don't want to. You don't have to watch it all, but I hope it's interesting, and you get to, it sheds light on some Heyday ideas, some awesome ideas out there. So let's get into the polls now. Okay, so we saw the first poll. The second one was, which of the following do you use most? 50% for Heyday Wiki, 30% for Heyday Discord, and 20% none of them, and no for Reddit's informs. Again, very small amount of people entered in these polls, so you'd need way more for it to be like, oh yeah. And by the way, this video, I mean my previous video on the series got 52 likes and 9 dislikes, so 85% likes, which is a reasonable amount, enough to do another video of this. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Right, the one about the auction house. Now, of the everyone that voted, and there was a significant amount, 41% said yes, they loved both the auction ideas, 25% said no, neither, and 25% said maybe, and 5% yes, but only one idea. And so that was a poll from the last video I did on it, so you're welcome to check that out. I will link that one in the description. Okay, moving on to your comments. Now, there was so many awesome comments, it was so much interaction, there was so many comments compared to my other videos, which was awesome. Now, I do apologize, I can't feature all of them, but I'll just feature some of them, and I'll try and feature a range of them, from a new idea suggestion to what they thought of the video. So anyway, I'll just go through that now. So Almost a Farm said, I love this idea, can't wait to see more videos like this. Also, I would love a way to see how many people are online in my neighborhood. That's my favorite idea from this video. Second, Storm said, camera's a little high, but it's fine, lol. I'm new to your channel and new subscriber. Cheers, Storm. As you can see, I have changed the camera and all that, approximately. Okay, Army said, an auction house sounds like a good idea. It would be very useful. I would love to see it. Josh Walker said, hey, you aren't actually General Tony. Who could have guessed? And yes, I get a lot of comments saying I sound like General Tony. I've checked out a few of his videos, and I can see the resemblance. So, there we go. The myth is debunked. Okay, Harper said, I don't like you showing your face. Now, I'm going to show my face in the video. I do appreciate all the input and feedback, but that's one thing that I'm not going to be changing, just because it's meant to be sort of an interaction, a more live-like thing in which I answer it. I could do it all without my face and just have the things showing up, but I think it adds to it. So yeah, but thank you for your comment and your feedback. Wolf Howler said, I would like to see a search system in the Daily Dirt to find what you need in it, and it will tell you if it's sold or still up for sale. There we go, another suggestion. Crazy said, and I also suggest you use your own ideas in it, and it will be way better. And own ideas, it will be way better. Now, in my response to that, it's what I have decided is, I know I could do a whole heap of my own ideas. I did do a video on that in 2018, new suggestions or something. But the whole point of this is it's all about you guys and your ideas. That's why I'm trying to promote. I'm trying to shed light on all these small ideas. For example, I just go to the suggestions and, ideas in the Heyday forums, and I just, in half an hour, I've got lists of them. I couldn't even include them all in this video. There was that many good suggestions. And so that's why I want to, reflect the ideas you guys have. I want to present them and show them and have, create a discussion around them. Sure, I have ideas, but it's not about my ideas. I can add a couple in, but I'm wanting to, look at your ideas, the ones that the main community wants, and say, look at this, here are some pro points for it, here's some against points for it. So that's sort of my idea, my goal with this one. Yes, so that's why. Okay, Sandy said, cool background. Thank you, Sandy. Blossom X said, the audio was a bit weird this video. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't use the same audio I normally use to record my regular Heyday videos. So Anna Marie Mason said, I think there should be a way to take or buy your item back if you, by mistake, put the wrong thing up for sale, as the only way to take it away, but not get it back is delete it for diamonds, when it would be nice to buy or take it back, as I've put the wrong thing up for sale many times. Just a thought. Don't know if anyone feels the same, or if anyone had this thought, or had thought of this before I messaged Supercell and gave my suggestion as well. Lynn Stinwell said, I love it, love the video, love seeing your face. Thank you. See, there's two different sides to every argument. Okay, like, as in, like, because Harper said, like, prefer it not. Lynn said, prefer it yes. And so that's, yeah. There's everything, there's always disagreement. Anyway, I love the polls as well. Me too. Okay, about the topics covered, I don't care much about for the auction idea, so I'd vote no. I'm fine with the idea of being able to sell in quantities of greater than 10. I'm neutral on the global chat, not sure how it would work. I'm okay with the on-farm indicator so long as it's optional, because as you said, there are times I want to bounce on just to do a few things, but I don't have time to engage in chat. This is cool, more please. Well, there you go, I am going to be doing this one. Also, just another question, I don't, in terms of, you know, in the actual, like, with the comments, I did respond to most of them. Do you want me to be totally impartial and unbiased in the comments? Because, for example, if someone suggests a good idea in the comments, I'll be like, oh, I love that idea. Like, I can, and just specifically these videos, be totally unbiased and impartial if you'd like. I'm just saying that in the last video I wasn't, and if there was a good idea, I said, you know, oh, thank you very much, I think that's a great idea. I can be impartial if you'd like in these comments, but I think it's, you know where I'm coming from, but yeah. I can be if you'd like. Just let me know in the comments. Okay, and so, moving on to the actual responses, which is really cool. And we actually got a, well, not personally, but there was a response to the global chat one, which we discussed last week, and it was from Nick himself. And this here is basically the concluding thing, and he said, this was 2 weeks ago, so approximately, like, I did the video 4 weeks ago. He said, global chat is not part of our roadmap for Heyday anytime in the near or maybe far future. Cheers, Nick. And so basically that's, like, it's a no, that idea's been ruled out. Anyway, it was still pretty cool to discuss it. I thought it would have possibly been cool for some people who would use it. I personally wouldn't use it. So, you know, it's sort of like, I'd rather them do other features, to be honest. So, there you go. That one is no longer, like, going to be happening. So, yeah, I just thought I'd add that in because it's kind of cool. It's like, when Nick from Supercell, it's like, he responds, very important. He has big decisions to make. Okay, moving on to just, I thought I'd add in the maintenance. So there's a few different things. This is what's happened since then. Just maintenance. So just a little bit in there. News, there was 3 key news things. So Meet the Farmer, Stina and Marama were featured. So first they had, they've had 3 people. This is the 3rd video on it. And so I thought it was very cool. You're welcome to go check it out. And so that was of 2 Finnish ladies in that video. Then we have the new derby suggestions, so people can just suggest derby things there. And so, right, and yeah, I don't actually check that one, so I'm not sure exactly what it was. Then they had the Heyday Kitchen, which was the raspberry muffin. Very, very cool, as it was like showing you how to make the Heyday raspberry muffin, and which is in Heyday. So I thought that was an awesome video. They did one on the cake a wee while back, the red berry cake. So yeah, very cool news items right there. Okay, moving on to the suggestions, the actual ideas that will be, like, these are things that I've found. Lots of them don't have many views or responses. Some of them do, but I just thought I'd shed light to them. They're fairly recent suggestions. And so anyway, let's get into the first one, which is, and by the way, I decided not to, like, with the other video, I did a lot of lengthy, this person said this person countered that, this person said this. This one's basically just, there's just the main thing, and then possibly 1 or 2 responses. Okay, and so there might not even be a disagreement. But anyway, machine notification system. This was posted by Sandra22885. a while ago. Okay, so I think it would be nice to have a notification for when items on your machine are done. Like, all the items in your cake oven are ready to be collected. And then, Aluna? I'm not sure exactly how it's said, but that player, honestly, they're so active on the forums. You might say, you're always featuring them in all your responses, and it's because actually they're genuinely on, like, all of the responses and answering. And I agree with them on some things, disagree with them on others, so I'm not favoring them in any way. They just happen to be on the forums super actively, so shout out to them. Okay, and so they said in response, I feel like that might be useful. I probably wouldn't use it. I turn most game notifications off as is, but it would probably be one of the more helpful ones. So that's saying rather than, for example, I don't even know if they've got one when it's like all your machines are done, you know, instead you'd have individual ones, so you could turn that on. That would be definitely for more active Hay Day players, I would assume. Anyway, sorry, before I give my personal response, I'll just do that one more. And someone said, oh wait, no, that's actually another response. Yeah, so yeah, and that's that. Overall, I reckon that would be for more active Hay Day players if they implemented it. I think it would be pretty easy to implement, and I think overall that would be a reasonable idea. Love to hear what you think. I just think it would just be helpful for those players that want to know when the stuff is ready. So yeah, that's just a simple suggestion right there. I thought I would add that in. Okay, so the next one is pricing your items as much as you want. Oh, what a contentious one. Okay, so this was posted by Fire. I'm not going to read the whole name. And they said, pricing your items as much as you want. I'm a huge Supercell fan. I've been playing Clash of Clans for 6 years, Hay Day for 4 years, and Clash Royale for almost 2 years. Impressive. And I love all of those games, but in Hay Day, I always wanted there to be no limit for your price. For example, I can never find cream in the newspaper when I need it. Maybe cream would be up for sale if people could price it higher. I think most people would agree that cream is underpriced. I mean, also, people might try and sell their stuff for 1 million, but even then, you just don't buy it if it's too much. I have a pretty hard time getting money in Hay Day because there's a cap on how much you can sell stuff for. I mean, you don't have to make it unlimited. You could make it triple what it is and see what happens. Supercell, I love your games, and I hope you take this into consideration. So that was the original post, and then I don't want to say it wrong. So then, you know, the player that often responds, awesome player, responded, nope. I am level 43 farm, in addition to my level 86. And even when you know what you're doing, what's coming, and how to play, low levels are coin stressed enough as is. Actual first-time players more so than is my second farm, I'd assume. Do you want to make it completely impossible for people at lower levels to buy literally anything useful ever? Do you want to discourage low-level players? Because this is how you discourage low-level players. So this is a very strong response. I know, of course, they could sell for higher, but still, I feel that this would create a runaway increase in prices for literally every useful item so that nobody can buy. So this year, I love this. This is one of my favorite discussions. Should there be limits? Should there be price caps on this stuff? And so, for example, the two stark responses right here. And I, honestly, this is such a good one. This is such a good one. So my response to this is, in all honesty, I agree far more with the first response that there should be no limit. Now, I'm not saying no limit, but I'm certainly, the thing is, everything basically in Hay Day is underpriced with the cap, you know, bar like wheat and possibly, you know, corn and eggs and indigo and stuff like that, but definitely wheat. Virtually everything is underpriced, meaning no one produces it, because if it's underpriced, it's underproduced, because who's going to produce something that's underpriced? And so there's this huge issue. And so if you increase the price, you know, if you made the price cap like limit way higher, then people would be like, oh, I'm going to get more coins for it. I'm going to produce more of it. And so then you'd see a lot more of those items that we never see produced, really. Never in the newspaper, like cream. You like never see cream. Like cream's hardly ever there. And so many other items, like, you know, like 90% is just crops, you know, and then the other 10% are the barn items, and then it's just like the chili popcorn and all the things that, like, meh. But yeah, of course, that there is a total, but then there would, of course, be possibly that issue for the low-level players. And I say possibly because I honestly don't know how it would affect them. Because technically, if it did, of course, it would increase all the prices. But the thing is, then suddenly, that one axe they have, you know, or that one bolt they have, although every price would go up, their bulk value would go up huge as well. And so they could then sell that for thousands of coins. Like for just one bolt, it might sell for 2,000 coins. I don't know exactly how much you'd see an increase in, but some things would like increase like 10 times in value. Like I reckon you'd definitely see, you know, bolts. You'd see 10 bolts selling for 27,000. I genuinely think you'd see that. Like genuinely, like I can't guarantee it, but there'd be a massive increase. And so although some of the items that they'd buy, like all items they'd buy, would increase, those specific ones, those BEMs, those LEMs, those SEMs would increase huge amounts as well. So then they could sell those and then get the coins for that, and so then it wouldn't be so much of an issue. And then of course all the stuff they produce would be worth more as well. But again, I don't know. I don't think anyone knows exactly how much they'd go up, how much all the items are underpriced. Like, it would be interesting to see. I would think it would be cool to, even if you just tried it for a week, just to like have it like a triple value of all the items, or just totally remove it. And also, if you were to do that, you'd have to rapidly reduce the amount of time your newspaper ad lasts from 3 hours to probably like 2 or 4 minutes. So it only goes through 1 or 2 cycles. Because if it's priced correctly, it's obviously going to sell boom. But if it's not priced correctly, well, you don't want it showing for 3 hours because obviously it's overpriced. That's why I've always thought that when your ad thing lasts for 3 hours, I've always thought that's way too long. If it takes 3 hours to sell, I generally consider that you've overpriced it. But again, that's totally my opinion. I just love that one. I just thought I'd just pull that one out for you. I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I probably will insert a poll there as well for you to vote. Do you think they should like increase the cap, take the cap completely off, keep it as the same, or decrease it? I don't think anyone would advocate decreasing it, but again, I don't know. Okay, next one was have the option to sell decorations in the roadside shop. So this was by Ella P, and it was have the item, okay, and this was the only post they've ever done. This is the first post, and so they said have the option to sell decorations in the roadside shop. If a user has too many decorations or is looking to get special ones that they don't have that others don't want, this would be a great option. Benjamin9632, I think it was the only response, responded, a lot of the decorations, there might have been another response, I'm not sure. A lot of the decorations have a diamond cost or a diamond plus luck cost, such as, what's the pearl of the sea? Pearl of the sea, that's the one. Okay, some are special one-off items, anniversary totems, etc. If these items can be passed around, they would their significance, I think I meant to say lose. Okay, and so, there we go. They would lose their significance entirely. A 5-hour-old farm could proudly display a 2-year anniversary statue, stuff like that. Also, it cuts the diamond cash flow to Supercell if people start recycling decorations around. So, 2 responses there. I actually am sort of like, understand both of the sides completely, in the sense that the first side I'm like, yes, it would be great to sell off our decorations. The second side is like, yeah, that's completely right. You don't really want, you know, like 2, and this is my opinion, by the way. I always just make it clear to say, you know, that when I'm reading the responses, it's unbiased, and it's just reading the facts and the statements. When it's my opinion, I want to make it clear. Okay, and so I just think, yeah, they're completely right that 5-hour-old farm, or not necessarily 5 hours, but, you know, it could be a day or a week, and they get the 2-hour statue, not really ideal. That I think it's really unique and special to have players, you know, with these special things that show they're playing Heyday at a certain time in the Heyday period, because since they can't be transferred, they then, it's like, oh, wow, you must have been playing at this time on, you know, December the 2014, when, you know, 2014, when this decoration came out, and it's quite cool, because then it shows historically when they're playing and how long they've been playing. So I do completely agree with Benjamin on that. But I do reckon that there would be the potential to sell off, you know, the ones that, you know, you just want on the Wheel of Fortune and that, such as, I don't know, you know, the trumpets or stuff like that. You could sell them off. Again, I would not actually want them in the Daily Dirt, because the last thing you'd want is those decorations flooding it up. You know, they'd never sell, because everyone would suddenly think, oh, we can sell them and then try and get rid of them, but it's only going to be all those. But yeah, since they're not time significant ones, or ones you could only get in a certain period of time, that's why I think, oh, well, those ones can be sold. But at the same time, in all honesty, I'd rather not have them, because, like, if you wouldn't want them in the Daily Dirt, I wouldn't think. If you had a separate one, hardly anyone would buy them, like, because everyone's already got them. Someone might, as a prank, buy up all the trumpets and just fill their farm with trumpets, but I don't think it's really a good idea, to be honest. I'd rather it not. But again, love to hear your thoughts and comments. Let me know. And so, there we go. And then, okay, so now we're moving into the final suggestion, and then I'll just mention one more thing. Okay, okay, auctions. So auctions, and this is kind of funny because I did the auctions, you know, last video I did all about auctions. But anyway, this is a new post about auctions. So BRACM4 posted auctions. Heyday has been slightly repetitive for a while now. What if there were an entirely new game feature added? And I apologize if I misread the responses a little bit. It's just sorry about that. New feature added into the game that could be auction Sundays, as there is no derby on that day. And I do like it how he's like, right now, he's like sort of like going with the current structure and saying, well, how can we change it in these bits, because on that day there's not stuff. And so I do like that. Anyway, prizes could be made by such by the game, such as 10 duct tape, 3 marker stakes, etc. You could compete against 20 other players who are of similar level XP to you, difference of 1 to 5 levels. There could be a base price set by the game. Players would bid with a limited amount of time of a few hours. This would be fun addiction. This would be a fun addiction to give higher level players more ways to spend their coins, and an interesting new concept to the game. By the way, I love the fact that similar XP of level difference in 1 to 5, that would be like 1,000,000,000% reason to stay low if there was these auctions. You know, there'd be like, you know, someone else, you know, with a, you know, 10,000 coins bidding against me. I can do it. I can win this. And I'm just like, 2 billion, you know. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know how that would work. Anyway, Benjamin responded to the last one as well. So we got a lot from Benjamin, and we had quite a few from Helena. I'm just gonna... sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Anyway, Benjamin responded to the auction post. Would there be a price cap? And by the way, I'm just highlighting and reading this one here, because this is just the highlighted, because this was the key. This was the response of the day, in my opinion. Benjamin said, would there be a price cap? And Brace, BRACM4, responded, I don't think a price cap would be necessary. It would sort of take away the fun, as one person could just put the max price on the auction, and nobody else would have a chance to get the item. I love that response. I absolutely love it, because the thing is, that is the point of auctions. If you do not, you know, like, it's, you know, they might say, but, you know, we would have to have the price cap, you know, really high, because, you know, otherwise, you know, that we wouldn't want that happening too much. But the thing is, yeah, and if you put it too high, there's no need for a price cap. The thing is, if you put a price cap on, that defeats the whole purpose of the auction. It's like, of course the top player is just going to always, you know, the first person on, depending on the time zone or whatnot, is going to spend, you know, the maximum amount, you know, like, if it's a reasonable thing. It's like, that's the point of the auction, is that we bid it up. We determine the price, not this is the set price. Whoever chooses to pay that price first gets it. No, the point of the auction is that we bid up the price. And so I just love that. That was got to be the response of the day. I don't think the cap price would be necessary. It would sort of take away basically the point. Anyway, there are the responses for that one. Do let me know what you think of the auctions. I did get a little bit, straight into it, you know, with the, you know, the feedback, what I think. I'm not necessarily right. This is just 100% my opinion on these things. I would absolutely love to hear what you think. Also, another thing I did notice, just in the last 2 weeks, and actually, like, in the last 2 weeks, there's so many requests to have an online button, like, you know, along that sign, you know, along that thing. There's 4 things. There was someone posted, like, adding an online offline icon for neighborhood members. Someone posted last online status bar in the hood members tab. Someone posted online offline icon, and someone posted visible to see which neighborhood members are online. So there is a lot of, definitely 100%, a lot of push for, you know, like, something to either show when they were last online, like, if they're directly online as of right now, and that could be optional, or how many people in the hood are you know, online. You know, even almost posted that as a comment. So there is a lot of requests for that. I just thought I would point that out. But yeah, that will wrap it up. I wish I could have done more. There was so many comments I wanted to add, so many other posts I wanted to add. I'll save the ones I was going to do for next week, some of them. Anyway, I do really hope you enjoyed the video. Please do leave a comment. Please do vote in the polls. I would love to see what your response is in the polls, and also love to hear what you think in the comments. What could I improve on? Also, the key thing, would you like it, A, these videos much shorter, B, a little bit shorter, C, like, just, you know, this is right as it is, D, like, you know, a little bit longer, or it's like E, much longer. Now, it's kind of a pain, because I do, like, would rather do it shorter, but the thing is, it takes so much time and effort to do these videos. I can't do these videos much, so my thinking is, well, I'll just do a really long video. You don't have to watch it all at once, but otherwise, then, you know, you're not going to see the video, you know. There's not, just like, to spend so much time for just like a 10-minute video, I just don't think it's ideal. But please, I do want to hear exactly what would you rather for these kind of videos. Do let me know in the poll. And so that will wrap it up for this video. Please do leave a comment, lots of comments. You can comment more than once on each of the different things, or you can just put it all in one comment. Completely up to you, and you may feature in the next video, if I do one, depending on the response, of course, to this video, another video in which you might get your comments featured. And please give it a like if you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an awesome day. This has been your host, SuperSight, and remember to make coins faster than honeybees make honey.